Deep beneath the sunlit waters of the Gulf of California lives a creature so elusive, it was discovered less than 70 years ago. Its name is whispered among marine biologists like a ghost story, an almost mythical being that embodies the fragility of life in our oceans. But what if I told you this creature's days are numbered? What if I told you that by the time you finish this video, we'll be closer to losing them forever? This is the story of the vaquita, the world's smallest porpoise, now also the world's most endangered marine mammal. A story of evolution, exploitation, and humanity's desperate race to save a species before it disappears entirely. Let's travel back millions of years to a time when the ancestors of modern-day porpoises roamed the oceans. Among them was a lineage that eventually gave rise to the vaquita, a creature uniquely adapted to the warm, shallow waters of the northern Gulf of California. The vaquita, whose name means little cow in Spanish, is part of the porpoise family. But unlike its larger cousins, the vaquita is a true minimalist. Measuring just 4 to 5 feet long and weighing around 100 pounds, it's the smallest cetacean in the world. Its distinctive black markings around its eyes and lips give it a panda-like appearance, earning it the nickname the Panda of the Sea. But what really sets the vaquita apart is its stealth. Shy, solitary, and highly elusive, the vaquita has perfected the art of staying out of sight, a skill that has ironically contributed to its obscurity and vulnerability. As a top predator, the vaquita plays a crucial role in maintaining the balance of its ecosystem, preying on fish and squid while keeping populations in check. But despite their importance, vaquitas have always been rare. Their habitat spans a mere 1,500 square miles, about the size of Rhode Island, making them a small but vital part of the Gulf's intricate web of life. Unfortunately, their rarity has made them particularly vulnerable to a new predator: us. Humans have a long history of altering the natural balance of ecosystems, and the vaquita is no exception. But here's the twist. We never hunted vaquitas directly. Instead, they became the unintended victims of another lucrative pursuit: the totoaba fish. The totoaba's swim bladder is considered a delicacy in Chinese medicine, believed to have mystical healing properties. One swim bladder can fetch thousands of dollars on the black market, making it more valuable than gold. To catch these fish, fishermen use gill nets, essentially invisible walls of netting dropped into the water. But these nets don't discriminate. Anything that swims into them, including vaquitas, becomes entangled and unable to escape. In the 1990s, as the totoaba trade exploded, the vaquita population began its steep decline. By 1997, fewer than 600 vaquitas remained. 2 decades later, that number had dropped to less than 30. Today, experts estimate that only 10 vaquitas are left in the wild. Yes, you heard that right, just 10. And while gill nets are the main culprit, they're not the only challenge these little porpoises face. Pollution, climate change, and noise from human activities have further disrupted their fragile environment. It's a devastating reality. The vaquita, which evolved over millions of years to thrive in its habitat, now finds itself pushed to the brink of extinction in just a few decades. And the question we have to ask ourselves is, how did we let it get this far? Despite the grim numbers, there is still hope. Conservationists around the world are racing against time to save the vaquita. International bans on gill nets, marine protected areas, and programs to remove illegal fishing gear are just some of the measures being implemented. Every net we remove is a life we could potentially save. The vaquita is a resilient species, but they need a safe environment to recover. But the road to recovery is steep. Illegal fishing persists, fueled by poverty and the high demand for totoaba swim bladders. It's a classic case of economics versus conservation, a battle we've seen play out time and time again with species around the world. And then there's the issue of time. With so few vaquitas left, genetic bottlenecks and inbreeding could pose long-term challenges even if we manage to halt their decline. It's a delicate balance, and one that requires global cooperation to maintain. So, what does the vaquita's story say about us as a species? It's easy to point fingers at fishermen or poachers, but the truth is, we're all part of this system. The choices we make, what we buy, what we support, and what we ignore have ripple effects that extend far beyond our immediate surroundings. The vaquita is more than just an endangered species. It's a symbol of what's at stake in our oceans. a warning about the consequences of unchecked exploitation. If we can't save a species living in just one small corner of the world, what hope do we have for protecting the larger ecosystems that sustain us? But here's the thing. It's not too late. Every action we take, no matter how small, can help tip the scales in the vaquita's favor. So, what can you do to help? For starters, consider supporting organizations working to save the vaquita. Groups like Sea Shepherd and the World Wildlife Fund are on the front lines, removing illegal fishing gear and advocating for stronger protections. You can also make a difference by choosing sustainable seafood, reducing plastic waste, and raising awareness about the vaquita's plight. Share this video, talk about it with your friends, and use your voice to demand change. And most importantly, let's reflect on the bigger picture. The vaquita's story is a mirror, showing us the impact of our actions on the natural world. By saving them, we're not just preserving a species, we're protecting the delicate balance that keeps our oceans, and ultimately our planet, alive. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. What do you think? Can we still save the vaquita? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this video inspired you, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Together, we can be the voice the vaquita so desperately needs. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, let's keep fighting for a better world, for every species, big and small. Don't forget to subscribe the channel